Hey, happy Thursday, Modexus. This is Alan coming to you from my beautiful office in Vancouver with some just tremendously exciting news. I might struggle for words, so excuse me if I do, because let's see, how can I explain this? It's like we did something and then science caught up to us. I think that's how I'd put this. So we brought out Probio Balance and we thought it would be really good for cardiovascular disease. We had some research showing that the Lactobacillus Plantarum would increase bile acids. So there was some real solid science that went into making Probio Balance and kind of, I'm going to say, hoping that it would do a lot of things for cardiovascular disease because there was no other studies on this particular product that really we could really get behind. So we knew that the Lactobacillus plantarum was great. We knew ashwagandha is great, and we knew plant stanols are great. Just the three of them together, there was really nothing. Well, in 2024, science caught up to us. So two studies that were just released, wrapped up in 2024. First, one done by the American Heart Association, which they've changed, they're recommending for doctors now to change the gold standard of LDL cholesterol as a measure of heart risk to apolipoprotein. So keep in mind, LDL cholesterol carries apolipoprotein. Apolipoprotein is the inflammatory protein that they're now saying is the one we need to check on because that's inflammatory, damages the cardiovascular system, can lead to arterial plaque, can lead to embolisms, can lead to all sorts of problems, resulting in cardiovascular disease, stroke, and all the other problems associated with cardiovascular disease. At the same time, the European Society of Cardiology released a study on Lactobacillus plantarum, the three strains that we have in Probio Balance, a conclusive study. So this is a highly protocoled, rigid study on obese people eating lots of fat that had elevated levels of apolipoprotein, so greater risk of cardiovascular disease. They put these people on the product for a month, and just in a month they saw a measurable, I'm not going to say a percentage, I was going to say a percentage, but that's not fair. I'll just say a measurable reduction in apolipoprotein. And why that's important is because there's no dietary guidelines. There's nothing else out there right now that your doctor could recommend. Like, you can't go fat-free. We tried that. That was one of the things that was tried in the 70s and 80s, going fat-free, and we're seeing the result of that with diabetes and prediabetes and obesity. So we can't go fat-free, but we do need a method to control this apolipoprotein, and science has now caught up to Probio Balance and said, hey, yeah, the stuff you put together actually works. It's a conclusive study. It's 52 pages long. I'm not going to post it. It's so much jargon. They had to tell you the design of the protocol and all the things that they checked and all the chemicals that they were using. And it's very complicated to read this study. So no one would get really a lot out of it. But the conclusion is very, very direct that Lactobacillus plantarum, the three that we have in Probio Balance, the conclusion was very clear. This does reduce apolipoprotein. Now, the mechanism of action through the bile acids, so they saw the increase in bile acids, which we've talked about. Dr. Charlie's talked about that, the increase in bile acids. So some mechanism there, that increase in bile acids, which is now controlling the apolipoprotein, which is the brand new risk factor that we need to be following to measure your risk of a cardiovascular accident. So science caught up to us. We're ahead of it. You've got Probio Balance. And just remember, anybody with high LDL cholesterol, anybody that has diabetes, anybody that has cardiovascular disease, anybody that's on drugs for their cardiovascular disease can safely take Probio Balance. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.